Greetings and salutations, travelers of the internet. Welcome to the Lit Round Table. I'm Anna.
And I'm Joseph, and today we'll be your wise or not so wise mentors for today's audio adventure into all things storytelling. And today we're talking robots.
Robots. Can we tell them how this episode got its genesis?
Sure. Regale us with the tale.
Yeah, I was looking for art for the AI episode that we did earlier this season, and I found this adorable little robot on Canva, and I was like, I need a thumbnail with this cute little robot in a little mud puddle.
Yep.
On our channel. So
here we are. We're doing our top 5 robots in fiction.
Yeah. Yes.
So, I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see what you came up with because I admittedly had a harder time coming up with robots than I thought I would. Now, I'm sure that I see them more than I think I do. And now I'm sure I'm going to watch something and be like, oh, look at that. There's a robot.
I'll probably name a bunch and you'll be like, oh.
Yeah, 100%. That is exactly. Oh, I just thought of one.
Wow. Is it going to go in your top 5?
Yeah.
Did you have an open spot that you were just hoping would...
I put someone in that I would be okay if they fell off the top 5 into like top 10. So
I see.
My number 5 was okay.
Okay, so we are doing top 5. So would you like to do this the same way we've done previous ones, where we kind of alternate, starting at the bottom from 5? So I'll let you go first. Give us your number 5.
The one I just
pick.
remembered.
Oh, okay. This is the one right here.
I just remembered Baymax from Big Hero 6.
Wow.
He's
he was
so
also
cute.
my number 5.
Oh, is that really?
Yeah.
That's funny. He's so cute.
He's very fun. I put, so you tell me like if you have any other reasons beyond just he's cute, and then I can go into my reasons too. But so what do you like about Baymax?
Mostly I like that he's cute, and I also think that he's like the story of I have not seen Big Hero 6 recently, mostly because it makes me super emotional.
Yeah, it's a
tearjerker.
It's really, really good, but it is very
so
tough.
Good. But I appreciated that he was like an emotional support robot. So.
And physically, he's like heals.
Yeah.
You know,
and he's like squishy.
Healthcare is his primary directive.
Yeah. Yeah. I just thought it was a creative take on a robot. Obviously, I thought of him like super last minute, literally as we were recording. So I haven't put a ton of thought into him, but he's cute.
Yes.
And I like his movie.
I have him on my list because, yes, I like all the things that you said. I like that he's a robot that's supposed to like help you and heal you, and he's big like squishy marshmallow man. He looks like the Michelin Man, unless he's got his like armor outfit on for like doing the superhero stuff. And one of the reasons he's on my list is because I really have a thing for that trope of like the gentle giant who could totally wreck shop if the situation and circumstances, like if the stars aligned. And there's a scene in Big Hero 6, which spoilers for all these movies involving these robots ahead of time, just spoiler warning if you haven't seen Big Hero 6.
Take it all with a grain of salt. If we mention something in a movie you haven't seen, maybe like skip ahead 30 seconds until we're out of that character.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Big Hero 6, spoilers. So Baymax, at one point, Hero like overrides his healthcare directives to put him into combat mode so that he wants Baymax to destroy the dude that's responsible for his brother's death. So he takes out the healthcare directive, makes him just only combat mode, and his eyes get red and he becomes a really scary killing machine for like 15 seconds. But it's a really, really emotional scene, and it's very it's very good, like well done. And that's one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie because I have a thing for that trope. The gentle giant who can destroy you but chooses not to.
I'm very curious to see where another one of those is on your list. But we'll get to it because it's on my list too. But.
So, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Wally.
Ooh, that's a good one.
because he's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly mine are all going to be because they're cute.
Because he's cute. Yeah.
But he is. He's so innocent, and like he has his little job, and he's just trying to do his little job, even though it's totally hopeless.
Yeah.
And maybe I relate to Wally in some ways. Just trying to do your little job.
Replace your treads every once in a while.
Yeah.
Hear that Macintosh startup gong.
Yeah.
Every morning.
I wouldn't say that Wally is one of my favorite movies. Like I it's actually like not at all one of my favorite movies, but
as a character.
I do really like, as a character, I really like Wally, and I really like Eva.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But mostly I really like Wally because he's so...
For sure.
He just cares. He's got a lot of emotions for a little robot.
Yep, for sure. That's a good pick. For my number 4, I put K2SO from Rogue One. Love Alan Tudyk.
I knew that was going to be on your list. Yeah.
Love Alan Tudyk, and K2SO is like one of the funniest robots I've ever watched in a movie.
This is true.
Super funny. I love the idea that he's a reprogrammed Imperial droid, so he's like formerly bad guy programming, and he, again, spoilers, goes out with a blaze of glory, helping the team, and he's great. And I love the voice actor, like I said. Wonderful man. So
I would have given K2SO honorable mention for mine.
That's fair.
Because I also really enjoyed K2SO.
Yeah, for sure. So that's number 4. So number 3 spot. What did you put for your number 3?
I put the Iron Giant for my number 3.
Nice.
I'm guessing he's like your number 1 or something.
We'll see.
We'll see. Again, like the concept of the Iron Giant as a movie, super solid. And the animation is amazing. You feel things for this poor kid, and he's found this robot that is
Hogar? Is his name Hogar or something
Hogar,
dumb?
yeah.
Like, why would you name your kid Hogar?
Yeah. And like it ends with the Iron Giant like sacrificing himself. And then at the very end, you see the pieces starting to like move again. Trying to reassemble themselves again. Yeah. It's like, oh, there's hope. There's hope for this robot. He's just a good buddy for Hogar.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
buddy robot. He's
very good spirited. You know, like the gentle giant that he is.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of dopey.
Yeah.
Not like the best programming, but endearing.
I mean, the man has a head injury. That's the whole thing.
It's true.
He's got a big old dent in his noggin, so that's why he's dopey.
That's definitely the reason.
Yes.
But
I really like Iron Giant too. He is on my list. But
I knew he would be. I just am curious to see where he landed. So what's your number 3?
My number 3, I picked Wally for my number 3.
Oh. Okay.
For all the reasons that you did, and also I just love the concept of this little trash compactor and dispenser robot left by himself at the end of the world. He's like the only functioning robot on the planet, and he's just scooping up trash, making it in little cubes, and he's like building skyscrapers with these trash cubes.
He's doing his best.
And he has gone crazy. Like, he's like, it's just, I love just the concept of his character, and I love the Macintosh startup gong whenever he turns on in the morning.
Yes.
And
it's perfect.
Just the way Eva, like just the way he talks is so cute. And his little binocular eyes.
It looks like he's got big old glasses on.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And he finds life. He finds a plant. Yes. He's like, must protect plant. It's very cute.
That's amazing that a robot whose prime directive is trash compacting finds a plant and is like, plant.
Yeah.
Life.
Because his programming has gone really whack. He needs a reboot. But So moving on to our number 2 spot. So what did you put for number 2?
I put BTEMO.
All right,
Do you know who
tell me who BTEMO is.
No, B2EMO.
B2EMO. I do know because you asked me who this was beforehand, and I didn't know what.
Yes.
I didn't know I didn't know the name for the
I
robot,
had to
but
look
this
it up.
has to be them.
Yeah, it's from Andor.
Yeah.
It's the little robot that lives with Andor's mom, and that like has a super emotional attachment with his mom and with him, with Cassian, and I just love that little robot. I just love it a lot because it's so like, it's like, you know what? It reminded me of our dog.
Yeah.
It has some very like Hansi characteristics. Like very like habit oriented. It does its thing every single day. And if something weird happens, it like has to tell someone this weird thing happened. And it's super affectionate to its people. And like it mourns when Cassian's mom dies. Spoiler. And
I love the way Cassian. He's got like a stutter.
yes, it has a stutter, and it's just, I just love it so much.
It's a very cute droid.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was your number 2. My number 2 is Iron Giant for my number 2 spot. We probably have the same number 1.
I wonder if we're gonna have the same number 1.
I'm sure we will. Because it's like, they're iconic. You can't not have them as number 1. If it is who I think it is. C-3PO. No, I'm just for Iron Giant. So I love Iron Giant just as a movie. I love the whole movie. I love the art style. I love the time period it's set in like Cold War, peak paranoia about like better dead than red, like anti-communism, freaking out about Sputnik. They think Russia's spying on everything. And like the duck and cover videos of like what to do if a nuke drops. It's like it's such a just a bizarre time period. It's like just such a weird time for the planet and for the country. But I love that it's set in that time because it kind of set the stage for all the paranoia and stuff around this giant robot that crash lands on the planet in the ocean. And so everyone thinks that it's like a Russian robot that's come to destroy America. But anyway, I love the Iron Giant, again, because of that whole gentle giant trope that I'm such a fan of. And there is a scene in the movie where he thinks that Hogar dies and he totally just breaks and the dent like undents itself in his head and he turns into a killing machine, which I mean it's pretty obvious that he's just an alien robot. He with all the crazy laser beams he starts shooting out. Yeah, he is from another planet for sure. But it was just such a cool scene, and it was so cool to see like Hogar be resuscitated or come back to consciousness, and like he was able to help him not be a killing machine, and he like still doesn't have the dent. Like his head's better now, but he chose to not be a killing machine because you are what you choose to be. You choose Superman.
Yes.
My emotions. And he becomes Superman and saves the town from the nuke. It's so good.
Dear
I
listener,
love it.
Joseph got a little teary-eyed right there.
No, I've also had an eyelash in my eye for the past 10 minutes that is stuck, and I can't get it out.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Did you get it?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I thought
dang.
I did. I've been like rubbing my eye constantly.
So he's for real gonna cry on the number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, Iron Giant. No, that movie does make me emotional though. Like that's such a good scene, and I just love the message of it, and just it's great. I love it. I love it a lot.
I just had another robot pop into my head.
Well,
okay,
we're
gonna have to do honorable mentions
for sure.
I'm gonna write it down.
So, number 1. Shall we say this in unison?
Want to be embarrassing, but it's not the same one.
It has to be.
It has to be.
I can't think of any other way. Okay, 3, 2, 1. R2D2.
R2D2. I thought about saying something else just to mess with you, but
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. Yeah, R2. Hands down.
I mean,
Best robot.
most iconic robot in fiction by far. Like, hands down. I don't think there's any
Yeah.
robot that could unseat him from his throne.
And why would you want to?
I mean, if you manage to make a robot that's even more like pop culture influential, congrats. That's quite the achievement. But
I mean, I bet there are people that have watched like sci-fi that was out way before Star Wars that would argue like the Dad used to watch that show with the little space saucer thing.
Lost in Space?
No.
The
Well, maybe it was that one.
The Day the Earth Stood Still?
I don't know. Dad's gonna listen to this and be like, it was this one. The Forbidden Planet, is that a thing?
Oh, I
With like a little
feel like that is a thing, but
a little robot. Dad used to have little like figures of these little robots.
I think the one you're thinking about, did they have like a disc, like saucer shaped head, but it had a
Yeah.
body? I think that's the Lost
Yeah.
in Space robot.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like R2D2 is just
I feel like the fact that I couldn't remember its name probably
Right.
says a lot.
a lot of people, even if they'd never seen Star Wars, would see R2D2 and be like, "Oh yeah, that's that Star Wars robot," you know.
Yeah.
And they would know that it communicates with little beeps. Beep boop boop boop.
Right. And Star Wars itself has tried to like dethrone R2D2. Like I think they were trying to like replace him with BB-8.
Yeah.
And I was like, BB-8's cute, but he is not R2D2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's so many reasons why R2D2 wins, but I love he's so sassy. I really love that YouTube video of like R2 if he spoke English, and it's like he's like cussing everyone out. It's like, what the heck's wrong with you?
Yeah. I love that he's like the lore holder for Star Wars, right? He's been there the entire time.
Yep.
He knows
Episode
it
1 all the way through. He's seen it all.
And he hasn't like, at least in the like extended universe, the like explanation of why he was so like had so much character and was like so intelligent was that he never got his memory wiped.
Right.
It was just he has been moving on and like collecting memories like humans.
They gave the dude a chance to develop a personality because they stopped mind wiping him. Yeah.
Right. And whereas like Imperial droids and like most droids get memory wipes. Although I would begin to argue that like maybe that is not the case anymore. Like I think that that's still the theory that like he just never got a mind wipe.
Yeah.
But like I think that there's been a lot of robots running around in the Star Wars galaxy that have also not gotten their memories wiped.
Yeah.
Like K2SO.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he got reprogrammed, and then from then on has been like developing a personality.
Yeah.
So
I also love that he's very like utility oriented. He's like a support character, right? Like he's there to open the doors and to hack the computers and all this stuff. But I love that in the prequels they gave him an opportunity to like actually take out other droids, like in episode 3 with the battle droids in the hangar. He like sprays them with oil and lights them on fire. He goes he goes a little dark. They gave him little rocket boosters too so he could fly.
everybody went dark.
Yeah.
And yet he's also the robot in Dagobah who's just like just waddling around like, this is not the place for a droid. Why did you bring me here?
Warm, wet, muddy.
Yes.
All electronics.
Nothing is flat. Everything is bumpy and swampy.
Electronics love that environment. Didn't you know?
Oh, yeah.
Humid and warm.
So good for electronics. That poor droid.
Yeah. So R2D2 gets the top spot. Hands down. So for honorable mentions, how about you? Let's just go your list and then I'll give my list.
Well, I know we joked about C-3PO.
Yeah.
But like the duo of R2D2 and C-3PO is like so special.
Yeah, for sure.
And like R2D2 is by far my favorite.
Yeah.
But like the way that he takes care of C-3PO but lets C-3PO think that he's taking care of him is like so adorable.
It's like R2 has adopted C-3PO. Like that.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And 3PO is just like super paranoia, super pessimism. It's just very iconic and ironic. Because he's just like a doomsday sayer all the time.
Yeah.
No matter what. And he can be annoying, but like everybody can, so it's fine. And he's a robot, so
yeah.
Who was created on a desert planet, which is also not super great for electronics. So
Sand.
you know. I also have Chopper from
It's a good one. I forgot about him from my list.
from
Yeah.
Rebels. Because
He's fun.
he's so funny. I will see, you know what, he's like the chaotic version of R2, right? We're like
He's like the
he'll
junkyard
do-
dog version of it. He's like the
Yes.
raccoon version. Like if
Right.
R2 is like a German Shepherd, Chopper is like
yeah.
the mangy mutt.
So for those of you that don't know, Chopper is the astromech droid from Rebels. And you know, you mentioned the one scene of R2D2 with the oil slick. I feel like that would be a regular thing for Chopper to do. Like he's like half the time his little like doors are open and all of his appendages are flying in the wind, and he's just he's just really funny.
Yeah. And the way he talks, he's like wah 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 wah.
Yeah, no, he's great. And then the other one is, I don't know if, okay, it's been a long time since you've probably seen this movie, but you remember Flubber, right?
Yes. Oh wow, yeah. The
And
yellow
the
yeah, dude.
The yellow robot in Flubber.
Yeah.
It like floats around.
I forgot all about the robot in Flubber.
I don't know what the yellow one's name is, but I love her so much. And then she gets replaced by the red one, or the red one, and it's like not the same.
Yeah, because she gets destroyed or something.
She gets destroyed. But I love that yellow robot that's like hanging out with Robin Williams while he's making Flubber.
Man, I forgot about Flubber, dude. That's a good movie.
Yeah. It's like the same era, I feel, as Iron Giant. Like, I feel like I was
Yeah.
watching them at the same time in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. So is that your honorable mention list?
I technically have The Robot from the Wild Robot, which is a children's like middle grade novel. And the design of the robot is very similar to the Iron Giant in like build, like humanoid bucket head.
Okay.
And it ends up on an island by itself, and it adopts a duck.
Okay.
And so it's got this, it's really cute.
Nice.
I don't remember how it ends. I just remember that a big part of the book is that it adopts this little duckling and is trying to help it find its mother. And then like eventually it's established that, you know, the duck really just likes the robot.
Yeah.
and it's its mother now. So it's very cute.
Lovely.
Yeah. So if you need a middle grade book and you like robots, The Wild Robot, very good.
The Wild Robot. So my list is pretty long for my honorable mentions.
Okay.
I did not have as hard of a time thinking of robots as you, but I mean, I had to like pick them for my list though, so it's like I had to pick my favorites. Okay. So these are in no particular order. These were just kind of in the order I thought of them. The T-1000 / Terminator, from the Terminator movies.
Yeah, I haven't seen them, so.
Right.
Ooh, do we admit that on the pod? That's fine.
Well, if you just watch the first two, that'd be enough, because the second one, Judgment Day, is the best of all of them.
Okay.
And then you would understand like all the references, like "Hasta la vista, baby," and "I'll be back," and all that.
I know the references and like where they're from. I just don't know the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the T-1000. I put B9, which is the name of the robot from Lost in Space. Danger Will Robinson.
I also like that one. But since I obviously could not think of its name, it was not on my list. Now, are you talking about the new Lost in Space?
That's the only one I've seen. But I mean,
Okay.
in general, I think that robot deserves at least an honorable mention for both like
Agreed.
the reboot and the classic stuff because
Agreed.
Danger Will Robinson, just
Yeah.
iconic.
Classic.
I also put C-3PO, of course. I put BB-8 because he is still really cute.
Yeah.
And
he is really cute. I did mention him.
Yeah.
I guess I did. I just didn't put him on my honorable mention. I do like BB-8.
I still love the scene in Force Awakens where he like uses his little lighter to give a thumbs up to Finn. He's like,
Yes. I'm
very
just
cute.
saying he can't replace R2-D2.
No.
But he is very cute.
He is cute. I also put IG-11 from Mandalorian, the assassin droid, voiced by Taika Waititi. So, he was very fun while he was there. The
newest version of him is also kind of fun.
Yeah, for sure. I also put BD from Jedi Fallen Order. So he's
I have not played.
He's a little companion robot that like hops around on his shoulder, and he's really cute. He does make a cameo in Mandalorian. But he's very, very cute.
You know, the little mouse droids in the Death Star are also cute. I don't know what they do, but they're cute.
The Gonk droids.
Yeah. Oh, those are not the same, but the Gonk droids are also cute.
I know. Say what you will about Star Wars, whatever your opinion of it is, like, man, there's a lot of, like, cute robots in Star Wars.
Yes.
There's so many. Anyway, I think that's it for... Yes, that's it for Star Wars robots.
Okay.
Next up...
Sorry, as you jog my memory, I'm just going to keep interjecting.
That's fine.
So sorry.
That's fine. Optimus Prime. And Bumblebee. So Transformers are also very iconic, but they just weren't as formative for me as a kid. If I had grown up watching Transformers, I'm sure Optimus Prime would have been on my list somewhere. But I felt like they deserved the honorable mention. I also am going to put...
I honestly don't think of them as... I know that they're robots.
Right.
But I'm like, they're cars. And then
right?
they're aliens.
Iron Giant's an alien. They're all aliens.
Yeah, I know. I know it doesn't make any sense. I'm just saying that, like, when I was thinking of robots, Transformers, once you've said it, it's like an obvious thing. But it didn't pop up on my radar.
They're robots in disguise. They're more than meets the eye. So there's the Transformers. I also put in Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey, even though I don't like that movie. I feel like that AI robot creepy guy is very well known pop culturally. I put what?
Vision.
I suppose.
He's AI.
Yeah, whatever. I'm
robotic
I'm in like
body.
this phase right now where I'm like really over Marvel. So
I mean, I am in the same phase, so I get it.
Like
But
I love
you mentioned AI.
Yeah. I love the actor that
like,
plays Vision.
Yes.
He's great. I like
And
him a lot.
WandaVision was good.
WandaVision was good. I'm just really burnt out on Marvel right now, so I didn't even like think there was Ultron, like.
Oh well, no.
Yeah.
Ultron doesn't get honorable mention.
Yeah. Well, comic Ultron maybe. I feel like the comic Ultron is more well received than the movie Ultron.
I'm talking about the James Spader voice Ultron, which is basically just disembodied James Spader.
Yeah.
We should do an episode where we talk about voice acting sometime because I have feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway.
Are you just being you, or are you actually playing a character? Anyway,
it's not even that. But let's
table that.
I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna make a note.
A note about voice acting. And I also put Cade. This guy, you have no idea who this is, but he's voiced by Nathan Fillion, and he's from the Destiny video games, and he is the lovable rogue robot character who. He's very fun. I like him a lot. But I put him on my list too. If you looked up just like a best of Cade from Destiny, you would enjoy the character, especially knowing that he's voiced by Nathan Fillion. What?
I just remembered a robot that I feel like has to go on my top 5.
Well, wait until I'm done because maybe I'm about to say FCG.
Yes. I can't believe I didn't think about FCG.
I'm fresh cut grass. It's hard to remember him because most of the time you're just looking at Sam Riegel, like
Right.
being the robot.
Yeah.
But yeah, FCG was on my list he's my last one for honorable mentions.
FCG is, I'm moving him up to my number 5. Sorry, Baymax.
Bye, Baymax.
I love Baymax, but oh my gosh, FCG. I've spent way more time with FCG.
I almost did the exact same thing, but I kept Baymax. I almost did that though, because I think I'm holding out until we see like where the campaign goes. Like what?
I trust them. I trust Matt and I trust Sam. Even if FCG turns out to be the big bad, which would be a shock.
Honestly, though, he would still deserve a spot because again, with he's got the weird like goes into murder robot mode and just starts trying to kill people. It's very entertaining. So yeah, FCG is a great one.
And I think Frida needs to be on the honorable mention now that we've talked about
Frida's good
Frida being Christian Navarro's guest spot character on Campaign 3.
What a good role player, too. He's so good.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, I believe that Frida is just sitting at this table.
Yeah. Man, he's really good at getting you to buy into the scene.
You know who I would love to see on screen together?
Him and Robbie.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh, it would be so good.
For sure. Him and Robbie
like,
David.
Can you imagine Dorian interacting with Frida? It would be so perfect because they're both like soft boys.
Yeah, for sure. They would love each other. They would.
Yes, they would.
Be complimenting each other all the time.
He's so cute. I want it so bad.
Well, so that's my honorable mention list.
Well, you had some good ones, and thank you for bringing up. You hadn't even said FCG yet, and like, it's like FCG needs to be on my list.
We had a sibling moment. Like you knew.
Can't believe.
You knew what I was about to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that I brought up a couple that you hadn't thought of.
Yeah, the robot from Flubber totally went under my radar.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great one. I love that movie.
Yeah.
It was also, I kept thinking of ones that don't technically count as a robot because they're piloted. Like the Jaegers in Pacific Rim. Yeah, a lot of that kind of thing. So I was like, no, we can't do any like Gundam style. Like they have to be sentient. No. They can't be piloted. Yes. So I had to like draw that line for myself.
Yeah, that's a good distinction.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, that's our top 5 fictional robots and some
plus
honorable mentions. Honorable mentions to go along with them as well. So, I guess now we can move on to our just a roundup of what we've been up to. So, what have you been watching, reading, playing, all that good stuff?
I'll do my watching first because no, I'm not. I'm not doing that to myself because when I type up the descriptions, then I have to move everything around. I'm doing my reading first.
Okay.
Okay, so for reading, I have read a whole bunch of graphic novels recently. So
me too. Bear with me. We can talk about it. Nice. Well, mine have all been like manga and all that. But anyway, continue.
That's okay. So I read Oksi by Marika. Swedish name.
Okay.
Ahokoivu.
Ooh. Sounds like an IKEA furniture.
Yes. And it's really interesting. It's about, I don't even know what it's about. The art's very cute. There's bears. There's a little like not bear that thinks it's a bear that's hanging out with it's like a little spirit. Oh. It's like a mythology thing.
It's cute.
So it's a little like cerebral, but it's very good. If you like mythology stories, you would like Oksi, and it's a graphic novel. And then I also read Slip by Marika, McCoola, and another name I can't say, but it will be in the description. And it's also a graphic novel, and it's about a girl that goes to art camp, and she's like learning how to connect with her art, and like her best friend. Before she goes to camp, her best friend has a moment or a series of moments of self-harm. So she's like wrestling with like how to be a friend and why her friend is like in this place, and it's in her art, and it's very good. I also read a picture book called Pink is for Boys by Robb Pearlman and illustrated by Ida Caban. And it's basically just like a really cute color book that talks about how the takeaway of the book is colors are for everyone. Yeah. And I wish that it's a new release, and I wish that book had existed when I was still working at the elementary school, because one of my kiddos, his favorite color was pink, and he was so embarrassed by it. And I was like, I'm so sad that you feel like you have to be embarrassed about pink being your favorite color. So Pink is for Boys.
Nice.
It was very cute. And then I've been doing a lot of research on quilting in America for one of my classes. So I've been like skimming through all these books about quilting. That's been interesting. The best part has been their library books and seeing like the random receipts that are like stuck in the pages of these library books.
From like Joann's and like...
No, not from Joann's, but from like independent quilt shops.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of fun. I also am currently reading Almost American Girl by Robin Ha, which is a story about a Korean girl whose mom moves her to America, and like what that transition is like. And I'm also reading They Called Us Enemy by George Takei, which familiar name
Sulu
for Star Trek fans. Yes. Yeah. It's the story of it's an autobiographical story about when his parents and his brother and little sister were put in well, I think the correct term now is incarceration camp after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, because they were Japanese Americans.
Right.
And that's been really good and heartbreaking. And then I also read a YA book for class called Yusuf, Azeem is Not a Hero. And it's about a small town in Texas with a Muslim community. And Yusuf is a like robotics kid. He's a super nerd. And he's like making this... It's really good. It's a good example of how we can other groups of people, meaning like saying that them versus us, and like how that's wrong. And it's another good book for like learning empathy and just like understanding. And the setting is 20 years after 9/11, so it's like it's really well written. And it's a really good story. So, highly recommend.
The setting is 20 years after 9/11.
After 9/11.
So,
yeah,
2021.
So it's the 20th anniversary.
Okay.
Yes.
For some reason, it's still weird because, like, you say 20 years after 9/11, and I'm like, oh, so it's like in the future. No, that's actually 2 years in the past now.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
Isn't that weird? Yeah. So it's really well done because he is gifted his uncle's journal from when he was a student during the aftermath of 9/11. And so like there are flashbacks where you're reading journal entries from his uncle, and like what life was like, which is wild because I remember some of that rhetoric from when we were kids, and it was jarring to hear some of it again. But I think it's a good reminder of where we've been, and how we can move forward. So but it was very, very good.
Awesome.
The audiobook was really good. And then for watching, much shorter list. Sorry, had a long list of graphic novels because I fell into a graphic novel
That's what happens when you go back to school and...
Yeah. So I watched... I've started watching Demon Slayer. The new season. That's been really interesting. Could almost mention something for robots. For honorable mention.
Yeah.
I've also picked The Crown back up again because I realized I mentioned it a while ago that I had started watching season 4 of The Crown, and I think I made it through an episode. So now I finished season 4 and I'm on to season 5.
Nice.
And now Queen Elizabeth is being played by the same lady who played Professor Umbridge, which is
right, yeah, time jump.
weird. time jump, but also that actress. I know that she's a real sweetie and that she's married to the guy who plays Carson in Downton Abbey, but I have a hard time not seeing.
Yeah, she's like
Pink lady.
The actor that plays Joffrey. It's like, you know, poor guy, poor lady. Yeah. Just hated.
Yeah. We started watching Violet Evergarden.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And I also watched Mieruko-chan, which is an anime where the main character can see ghosts.
Oh, right. I remember you telling me about that.
Like the animation of like normal life is very cute, and then the ghost animation is terrifying.
Nice.
The juxtaposition is awesome. And the music, the intro song, it's a bop.
Let's check
the
it out.
intro and outro are so good. So good. I almost wish that I would have picked it for our like anime nights. It's that good.
Nice.
But okay, that's all I got. Oh, and I know we revealed this on the bonus episode for this month.
Mm-hmm. And
we're not going to go into it too much, but I did order a Switch. And the first game I'm going to play is Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
And the game already showed up. So
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so if you want to hear more about my video game life, there's a bonus episode up about all the games Joseph thinks I should play on our Patreon.
Nice.
Yeah. So what about you, bud?
Well, I'm going to start with my watching. I have been watching Demon Slayer, of course. 2 episodes in with the new season. Mandalorian, which the finale for the season, I think, is tomorrow as we're recording this.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm also watching The Mandalorian. I just forgot.
It's all good.
To put it on my list.
Critical Role Campaign 3.
Oh my gosh, me too. Wow. It's been a day, guys.
Violet Evergarden, like you said, such a cool show. It's very charming, and it's very
I'm glad you like it.
It's very pretty. It's a very pretty show. It's very dramatic. Yeah, it's been very good. Also, there's some new episodes of Vinland Saga that I need to watch.
Ooh.
That I just noticed today that are on Netflix, so I'll be doing that soon. Next up, reading. We are reading The Republic of Thieves.
Oh yeah, me too.
You just went on this graphic
it's like
novel
I've never
tangent
done this.
and just
It's like I've never done this.
So, The Republic of Thieves, which has been very good. I am already done with our next reading assignment for that.
You better have stopped.
I did, but...
Oh, I thought of another book I'm reading. Castle in the Air for a reading club. Sorry.
Oh, right.
For book club.
I think you mentioned that during the last episode, too. So,
yeah.
Okay, so for my graphic novel things, I've been reading Solo Leveling, which is actually a Korean. So I think it's called the manhwa, I think is what they're called.
Manhwa?
I believe. So that's been really fun, and that's been it's kind of like the time I got reincarnated as a slime and Sword Art Online, like mixed, but I think in a better way. And surprisingly, there's like a little bit of Hunter x Hunter thrown in too. Because there's like this thing called a Hunters Association, and there's I can't think that there's any way this wasn't inspired by Hunter x Hunter, because there's an island where like there's magical beasts that have taken over the island, and they're giant ants.
Yeah.
And there's a Hunters Association. It's inspired by Hunter x Hunter. It has to be.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe any different. And I've also been still reading through The Promised Neverland, which I'm on like the 7th or 8th volume now, and that is incredible. Once again, everyone should read that. If you like manga, you should read The Promised Neverland. For playing, I beat Elden Ring!
What?
I did it!
Wow! That's amazing.
Oh, it sucked. It was hard. But you did it. I did it. That's my second game from that developer that I've beaten. I beat Bloodborne, beat Elden Ring. I'm proud of myself.
Nice.
Very fun. So now I can move on to other games finally. So I've played more Persona 4 Golden. Also still playing D&D, although we're in a bit of a hiatus since one of the people in our group is moving. There's just a lot of stuff going on. It was Easter. So we're in a bit of a hiatus, but we'll be returning to that soon. And also, I have pre-ordered Tears of the Kingdom, the next Zelda game. and I cannot wait for that to arrive on May 12th.
Yeah.
A new trailer for that came out that has been all over my TikTok, and it's so good. But
Well, and Nat Smith was finally able to reveal that he's voicing Ganondorf.
Ganondorf.
Ganondorf. Whatever. Leave me alone. I'm new.
You said
I'm new to the Zelda
Gondor.
world. Well, I said Gandor. I said Gandor.
I know.
And I know it's not right, but it was closer.
I know. It just makes me laugh. Gandor.
Oh, leave me alone. I was so excited.
I know. No, Matt
I am
Mercer
so excited.
he's going to be great. I'm really excited for that.
I can see the character.
Mhm.
I'm new to Zelda, okay?
Yeah.
You should be proud that I even knew it was from Zelda.
I am proud. I would say
Thanks.
I'd avoid Tears of the Kingdom stuff until you've played the first one.
No, I am.
Um,
I follow Matt Mercer, so he posted.
Right.
He finally was able to reveal that he was voicing the character.
yeah. I'm sure he was
That's
very
all I
excited
know.
to get that
Yes.
gig because, that's a really, really like high profile video game villain.
He's
yeah.
cosplayed as that villain before.
Oh, that's
years
cool.
ago.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
And like even
That's
when
really
he was
fun.
like a little kid, he posted a picture on Twitter of like him as a little kid in like a soft cosplay and then like a hardcore cosplay as an adult. I was like, oh, that's great.
And now he's the voice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Ganondorf. I apologize for saying Gandor.
Gandor. No, you
I
don't
got
have anything to apologize
excited.
for. It just made me laugh. It was just funny. I simply found it amusing, not offensive.
I'm apologizing to the Zelda community that I know is listening.
Yeah. Ganondorf. And then it's interesting because there's like Ganon. Zelda has a complicated timeline and a complicated history.
Great.
There's YouTube videos you could watch kind of trying to explain the timeline and stuff, but I think it's best with Breath of the Wild, you don't actually have to have played any of the other games. It's fine. So it was the first Zelda game I ever played, so you're fine. Okay, so that is pretty much it for my playing. So, yeah, the end.
Sweet.
We did it. So,
We did it.
next
We had a podcast.
next week is going to be another read-along episode, so make sure you read through chapter 5 and the
whatever
interlude.
comes after.
Read until you get to chapter 6.
Exactly.
Which is what I did. It's still early enough where you can jump on that bandwagon if you haven't started already. So definitely go do
The
that.
audiobook is really good.
It is.
Sorry, I totally talked over you. The audiobook is really good.
The audiobook is very good. So yeah, go check that out. And I guess until next time, go read something cool.
And we'll talk at you next time.
Later.